Welcome, everybody, to the Futlife Tv Podcast. This is the second episode, and we're going to have a lot to talk about today. Normally, I like to keep everything about football and football-related events. But I just want to take a quick second and say that our hearts and our prayers go out to the victims and their families in Las Vegas and in Barcelona. They're such sad events, and it's something shameful and disgusting and something that no one should witness. And I'm sorry to see it. And it's just sad. But let's get into some football news and football results. A lot happened this weekend. A lot of big matches. A lot of big goals. Great, beautiful goals. And hopefully you didn't miss any matches this weekend. Let's get into some results. We'll start in the Premier League. We're going to start with Arsenal beating Brighton 2-0. Burnley beating Everton 1-0. Newcastle tying Liverpool 1-1. Tottenham beating Huddersfield 4-0. Bournemouth tying Leicester 0-0. Man United beating Crystal Palace 4-0. Excuse me. Stoke beating Southampton 2-1. West Brom tying Watford 2-2. West Ham beating Swansea 1-0. Chelsea losing to Man City 1-0. And League 1, we have Troyes beating Saint Etienne 2-1. Angers and Lyon tied 3-3. Marseille beat Nice 4-2. PSG beat Bordeaux 6-2. Dijon tied Strasbourg 1-1. Guingamp tied Toulouse 1-1. Nantes beat Metz 1-0. And Caen beat Rennes 1-0. Monaco and Montpellier tied 1-1. And in Bundesliga, we have Freiburg and beating Hoffenheim 3-2. Hertha Berlin and Bayern Munich tying 2-2. Cologne losing to Leipzig 2-1. Augsburg losing to Dortmund 2-1. Frankfurt beating Stuttgart 2-1. Mönchengladbach beating Hannover 2-1. Wolfsburg tying Mainz 1-1. Hamburg tying Bremen 0-0. Schalke tying Bayern Leverkusen 1-1. In Serie A, we have Napoli beating Cagliari 3-0. Inter beating Benevento 2-1. Chievo beating Fiorentina 2-1. Lazio winning 6-1 against Sassuolo. Spal and Crotone tied 1-1. Torino Verona tied 2-2. Roma beat AC Milan 2-0. Atalanta tied Juventus 2-2. Udinese beat Sampdoria 4-0. And Genoa lost to Bologna 0-1. In La Liga, we have Real Sociedad tying Real Betis 4-4. Barcelona beating Las Palmas 3-0. Valencia beating Athletic Bilbao 3-2. Villarreal beating Eibar 3-0. Real Madrid beating Espanyol 2-0. Deportivo beating Getafe 2-1. Sevilla beating Malaga 2-1. Alaves beating Levante 2-0. Lagunas tying Atletico Madrid 0-0. And Celta Vigo and Girona tying 3-3. Very exciting matches. Great matches this weekend. If you missed it, it's a shame because there are a lot of beautiful goals, beautiful plays. Wonderful football happened this weekend. And let's get into some football talk. Let's start with the Premier League. And Man City is in first place currently. Man United with 19 points. Man United right behind them in second with 19 points. Tottenham is in third with 14 points. Chelsea is in fourth with 13 points. And Arsenal in fifth with 13 points. Great league. I love the Premier League. The matches are always good. The players are fantastic. A lot of skills. A lot of great goals. Fantastic goals. And we saw a lot of that this weekend. A lot of news to get into in the Premier League, starting with a lot of injuries. Both Manchester teams, both in fantastic form, both coping with some injuries. Manchester City, bad news for Man City and Man City fans. Aguero broke his rib in Holland at 2 a.m. in a car wreck in a cab in Holland. 2 a.m. 2 days before a match against Chelsea. Title defenders. I really don't see what he was thinking there. I really can't see what he was thinking there. Your key player, you would expect your key player to have better understanding of how big and important these games are. Your best striker can't be in another country in 2 a.m. in a cab doing God knows what, and then gets in a wreck, breaks his rib. That's one of your key players gone. And you have Mendy gone with an ACL tear. Up to 7 months he's going to be out. So it's not good news for Man City. But somehow they're still coping. This weekend they beat Chelsea 1-0, which was a tough game. But they fought all the way to the end, and they got the result they wanted. Beautiful goal by De Bruyne. Is fantastic goal. Behind the 18, beautiful curler. I really like the goal. I think it was a beautiful goal. It's well deserved for him. I think he's a good player. He's one of those players that might not get the recognition he deserves. He's a fantastic player, and he scored a beautiful goal. So, but yeah, Man City is somehow coping without Aguero, and who knows how long he'll be out for. And Mendy will be out for up to 7 months. And but they're in great form. They're in fantastic form. They're on top of the league, and I'm sure all the fans are excited about that. Right behind them, Man United are right there trying to catch on. Same amount of points, 19 points. They're in fantastic form, as you see this weekend against Crystal Palace. 4-0, dominating performance, great goals. It's great teamwork. I think they could have had more goals. They should have had more goals. Lukaku could have had some chances, easy chances that he missed. But overall, great performance. And I personally believe this season is going to be one of the Manchester teams winning the Premier League. I said it from the beginning. I think this is a Manchester season. It's hard to tell which one. They're both in fantastic form with fantastic players. And I really love seeing those two teams play right now. It's very early to tell. There are great teams like Tottenham, Chelsea. Tottenham's right there, right in third place. They're in great form. Kane is in great form. Their players are playing fantastic. The coach is a great coach. He's really rebuilt that team. Since he's been in there, Tottenham is a whole different team. The players are playing with a lot more excitement. Ali is in fantastic form. Eriksen, Kane is scoring goals left and right. That's what you want to see. Fantastic players. And it's great to watch. I really enjoy watching Tottenham play. They're a good team, and they're performing very well. So they're right behind Man U. Man U is dealing with some injuries themselves. Pogba is out, and now Lukaku has hurt his ankle in international training. Hopefully that's nothing serious, because you don't want to. Already missing Pogba is a big loss, even though they're coping perfectly fine. It's almost like he's not even there. But missing Lukaku might be a little bit of a problem as well. He's your best striker, I think. He's a force in that box. And if you miss him for a couple games, that would be a big loss, in my opinion. But then again, they're in fantastic form and doing very well. I think they're going to keep it up. Still very early to tell, like I said, but they're doing great. And Chelsea as well. Chelsea, they lost the last game. I think Chelsea, a lot of tired legs. That was a tired Chelsea against Man City. And you can tell Morata hurt his hamstring. I think it was just a little too much for him. They didn't really have the rest time. They played on Wednesday. They flew back Thursday. And when is your rest day and then your preparation day? You have to have that training day before the game, and they didn't get to rest. So it was very tough on the players. And as you see, Morata got hurt, and then you just saw a different Chelsea, a more tired Chelsea. But I'm sure that's going to change after the international breaks, and you're going to see the same Chelsea you've been seeing. A fantastic team that's doing very well. And you're going to see, and hopefully Morata's injury is not serious. There's word that it might be up to 6 weeks, and that would be horrible news for Chelsea fans. And hopefully it's not that bad. But we'll wait and see, and we'll keep you posted. And Arsenal won this weekend. They did very well. They played very well. But I still don't think winning this game fixes anything at Arsenal. I think they need to be more consistent. I think there's still some. I still don't think they have enough energy. I don't think that's a team that you see with energy, with excitement. And I think until that changes, I don't think they'll win the league. But like I said, it's way too early to tell. And another team I'm very disappointed with is Liverpool. Liverpool was very disappointing this weekend. Classic Liverpool blew the game. Defense slipped up, got counterattacked as they usually do, and just the other team made them pay. Coutinho had a beautiful goal, fantastic goal, and he's a great player. I almost feel bad for him. He's kind of in a team where, I don't know, they're really struggling, and their finishers aren't finishing. Firmino's not finishing. He's not consistent. Salah's not consistent. Mane is not consistent. You don't see a lot of consistency in that team, other than Coutinho, in my opinion. Which I think for sure they're going to lose him this summer if they don't lose him in January. But I think they really need to address these problems that they have in the defense, and they need to fix these problems that they have conceiving goals from counterattacks. There's a coach, there's a whole big staff for a reason. Let's sit down, see what the problem is. What can you do to fix things? I understand you didn't get some of the players you wanted, especially back there in defense. But you have to cope with the players you have. And this is the same problem that repeats over and over again. It's not something that's like, oh, it just happened. It keeps on happening. What are you doing to fix it? And it's sad to see, but hopefully they'll get it together, and then you'll see a more exciting Liverpool. And like I said, after international matches, you're going to see a lot of great matches in the Premier League, a lot of tough matches, and it'll be very exciting to see. So I can't wait till after the international games. I can get back to the league games and see some wars. All right, let's get into some Bundesliga talk. Dortmund is in first place with 19 points. Bayern is in second place with 14 points. Hoffenheim in third place with 14 points. Leipzig in fourth place with 13 points. And Hanover in fifth place with 12 points. Pretty close, very close. Those numbers are very close. And for a change, you see someone else on top instead of Bayern. And it's nice to see that change. It's refreshing to see another team. I'm glad Dortmund is challenging and they're in first place. It's something new. They're making Bayern work hard for it. And Bayern right now is going through a lot of problems. They just fired Ancelotti. You see all these players coming out saying things all about him. Robin saying that his kids' youth team has better training than they had under Ancelotti. And to make matters worse, Ribery's out for probably up to 7 months for an ACL tear. So bad news, just stack on top of bad news for Bayern this season. As in the Champions League wasn't bad enough for them. But I'm sure it's Bayern. I'm sure they'll get back on it and they'll get back on top. But it's good to see someone else on top, and it's good to see them challenging, and it's good to see them making Bayern having to work again, having to work to get back up there. But they need to fix their problems first. They have a lot of issues they need to address, and I'm sure they'll be back to their normal selves in no time. But who are they going to have for a coach? Who are they bringing in that's really going to be who are they gonna like? Who is the person that's really gonna be a top? They need a top coach. I don't know. I really don't know what they're gonna do in the coaching department because they really need some help there for sure. But other than that, they drew this weekend as well, which is another bad news. They're in bad form. They're just in horrible form. Their game results and they're out just inside and on and off the field. They're in horrible form, and hopefully they'll manage to get out of that. And I'm sure Dortmund's enjoying it right now. And hats off to Dortmund for being in great form in that league and well deserved being on top. So we'll see what happens. It's very early, and you never know who wins it. So we'll see what happens. All right. We're going to get into some League One talk. Great matches. Let's start with PSG. Neymar's goal. Fantastic free kick. Beautiful shot. And long distance. It was pretty far away. Like, you have to give credit to the guy. He's a great player. He really is. He's very exciting. He can score. He can dribble. I love watching PSG play, and I think they're going to do fantastic this season. I don't think they're going to win the Champions League this year. I really don't, and that's because of some other issues they have. I really think the problem with Cavani, Neymar, Alves, those guys, I don't think it's been addressed. I don't think it's been really put on the table, and really, I don't think they're trying to really fix it. I think people are saying, oh, they're moved on. Look at them, they're hugging. I don't buy it. I think they still have a little bit of bad. There's a little bit of bad blood there still, and I think Cavani feels that he's being pushed to the side because he scored so much goals for them. He's put in all of this effort for this team, PSG, and now Neymar has come and it's Neymar's team. He's basically took over. He's the star. He's the man. The team has to revolve around him, and it's something Cavani is not really. He's not really too thrilled about. He had to do it with Zlatan all those times, and finally he got his chance, performed brilliantly, scored a lot of goals, and now he's got to go through it with Neymar. And obviously Neymar is the star. You see who they've picked and who took the penalty this game. So it is Neymar's team, and I think the faster the players all get that together and they're all become on the same page, the better they'll do. I don't think they'll win the Champions League because of that. I think they'll win the league. I think League One is theirs this year. Even though Monaco is right behind them, I think it's theirs. But sorry, let's go to the table real quick. PSG in first with 22. Monaco in second with 19. Marseille in third with 16. Nantes fourth with 16. And Caen in 15 points in fifth. But back to what I was saying with PSG. I really think they need to address those issues, and we'll see what happens to them. But I don't think they'll win the Champions League. I think there's a lot of teams that are in better position to win the Champions League. Not saying anything about their form. They're in a fantastic run. Champions League, everything. They're doing great. But I think eventually they're going to slow down. Eventually you're going to see them slow down. I think they're going to I don't think they're going to win the Champions League. I'm telling you. But, I hope they do. Good for them if they do. I'm not trying to bash PSG in any way or anything like that. I'm just saying I think that they need to address a lot of problems within that team. That team has a lot of big stars, big names, big values, and big egos. And it's kind of hard to control all that. So that's a result you see of the free kick problems, the penalty problems, but they're still in first place in the league, and they're doing very well. They're in great form, and hopefully they can keep that form, and hopefully they won't have any more problems. And Monaco is right behind them with 19 points. Monaco did slip points this weekend. They have to be more consistent if they want to stay on PSG for this league, because the league for sure is going to be really tough for Monaco to try to catch them, because I think PSG is going to take it away this year. But we'll see. It's still too early, and it's anyone's match, so we will see. All right, let's get into some Serie A talk. Fun matches in the Serie A this weekend, and some controversial stuff. Let's start with the standing. It's Napoli's in first place with 21 points. Juventus in second with 19. Inter in third with 19. Lazio in fourth with 16. Roma in fifth with 15. Great matches. Napoli's in excellent form in the league. They're doing very well, and they're in first place for a reason. They want these teams, Napoli, Inter, Roma. These teams want to take over Juve's spot as the number one team in Italy. Juve's had the top spot for too long now, and someone else wants it, and they're fighting. They're really fighting for it. And Juve's game, actually, there were some. Let's talk about the video assistant referee. You saw what it did in the Juventus game. They had a goal. Oh, let's start from here. There was a foul about midfield, and then a pass and another pass, and it led to a cross to a goal. And they stopped they counted the goal off. They went back, took some time, did some reviewing, and then finally said, no, we're going to give the foul for midfield. Listen, I'm not against video assistant referee, but I think they should only have it at crucial points. Penalties, things inside the box, goals, those type of things, you know. I don't, game changers like that, like those things like that. I don't think they should do it for fouls and things like. I understand the foul eventually led to a goal, but eventually led to a goal. It led to a pass that led to a pass that led to a goal or a cross to a goal. And it's like, where do you draw the line? Like, you have to draw a line somewhere. You can't have this technology. It slows the game down so much. For one, all the people complain, and you got to review. And the way they review, it seems like every referee is trying to review. I don't get it. Why can't you just, while the game's going on, someone that's watching from at the box or whatever, review real fast and tell the ref in their earpiece, hey, that was a penalty, or hey, you made the wrong call, hey, reverse that. Why does it have to take so much time? Why does it have to kill the momentum? It kills the time, the momentum. It's not good. It's not good for the game. What's next? Challenges, 2-minute warnings. Nothing against the NFL, but this football is different. You can't have these stops. All these stops, they slow the game down. You don't want to see a slow game. So I really disagree with the call. Like I said, I know it led to a goal, but it led to a pass that led to a pass and then led to a goal. So somewhere you have to draw the line. I disagree with that call. But, I'm no referee and I have no say in there. So, but other than that, Serie A games are fantastic this season. And Napoli is really fighting for that top spot, and it's exciting to see. Napoli has very good players as well. Inter has very good players as well. Icardi is in great form. He's a great player, good striker. And Inter and AC Milan, they're trying to buy new players January and summer. They have big plans. And I think they really do want to take over that number one spot in Italy. And it's exciting to see. It's good to see. You don't want to see a team winning everything every single year. It gets a little boring. You want to see challenges. You want to see other teams trying to get that spot, trying to take that win. That's why I like seeing Dortmund in first place right now. I'm not saying they're going to stay in first place. I'm not rooting for Dortmund in any way. I'm just saying it's nice for a change to see the teams challenging each other. It's more of a challenge. That's all I like to see. But that's that. And last but not least, La Liga. Let's get into the table first. Barcelona's in first place with 21 points. Sevilla's in second with 16. Valencia in third with 15. Atletico Madrid in fourth with 15. And Real Madrid in fifth with 14. Somewhere probably Real Madrid is not used to seeing fifth place, and they've had a poor run in the La Liga so far. They did win this weekend, and thanks to Isco, he's a fantastic player in fantastic form. I think a lot of these games, the youngsters are the ones that are really stepping up and saving Madrid. the big players, I don't see. I really the games that really are that close. The winners are usually the youngsters, Asensio, Iscos. Those players are winning these games for them. They're keeping them somewhere in that title race. But again, it's too early to tell. I'm sure Madrid will find form. They're a fantastic team with fantastic players, great goal scorers, great defense, great midfield. It's world-class players on this team. So I'm sure they'll find their form again. It's normal and it's early. Barcelona is in fantastic form in the league. They're in first place. They have won every game, and they had to play this last game against Las Palmas. It's kind of sad to see, but it was an empty stadium due to a lot of politics, and it's really sad to see because there's so much energy in that Camp Nou, and you're missing all that energy. The players are missing all that energy, and it does affect the players as well. All this politics stuff, it does affect the players. You see PK after the game crying when he was giving the interview. It's really sad to see when politics get involved in sports and start this type of things happen. But even though no one was in the stadium, a fan still managed to run across the field with some sign and try to hold up. I have no idea how he got to the field. I have no idea how he snuck in, but he managed to do it. And that was crazy to see. But it's really sad. Like I said, my prayers go out to the Barca victims and their families. It's sad to see any violence in the world. And hopefully they can figure things out there peacefully. But in Barcelona, it's if they get their independence, there's a chance they might leave La Liga, and it's a big loss for La Liga. You lose not only one of the biggest teams in the world, one of the biggest money earners in the world, one of the most watched teams in the world. You lose some of your credibility because at least you had some teams that would challenge Madrid. If Barca is out, not only the things I mentioned you're going to lose, but you're going to lose the competition. Madrid's going to win every year. Unless Atletico Madrid can somehow win here and there. But it's mostly going to be Madrid dominating every year. Madrid has too many good players. They spend too much money. They have too much money to buy better players too. Once the other players get older. And they have younger players. They have players that are young, that are the future of that team. That are fantastic. Even now. And they're only going to grow up to be better. So, it's good for them. But Barca, it'll be a big loss. It'll be a big loss for that team, for that league. There's options. There are talks that they might go to the English Premier League, which that'll be really exciting. That'll be. I'll be speechless if that happens. That'll be crazy exciting. And there's talks that they might go to League One. Who knows what will happen? But I really think it will screw up a lot of things. I really don't. La Liga wouldn't be the same. You lose the biggest game in football, which is El Clasico. Imagine that. No more El Clasicos. Unless maybe they meet each other in the Champions League somehow. And it sucks. It's a big loss for fans, for everyone involved. It's a huge loss. And hopefully they can figure things out peacefully and no one will have to split up, and hopefully they can come together somehow and figure that out. It's like I said, I hate to see politics and football mixed, but it's unfortunate that it does happen. But it does happen. Atletico Madrid drew this weekend again. This year is going to be, I think the league is going to be Barcelona's. I said it from the beginning that I think Barca will win this league this year. But who knows? They're protesting, or they're going on strike, and they're shutting down. Who knows for how long and what's going to happen there? But it's just really sad to see. Hopefully they'll get everything straightened out, and we can get back to watching some beautiful La Liga games. And that's that. And that's all the news for all the leagues that we cover, and hopefully you enjoyed it. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do so, and follow us on YouTube on Facebook and Instagram on Futlife TV, and on Twitter at Futlife TV 1. And we thank you all for joining us on this episode. And soon we're going to start doing some giveaways and drawings, and we're going to have some outdoor games, and we'll give you more info on how you can be involved in that. And there'll be a lot of cool prizes, jerseys, cash, so that'll be a lot of fun. So stay in tune and follow us